You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's the Distinguished Professor. All right.
Man, we got the professor in the building again with us tonight, man.
Distinguished Professor is in the building, says, can't assassinate a revolution.
This is good info. The Distinguished Professor, what's going on, good brother? They said always leave them wanting more. Shout out to Media Man. Distinguished Professor, thank you, brother. Welcome back, man. You better learn how to sell a little bit and give a little bit away. That's good, man. I said it,
Professor.
I said it.
Oh. The Distinguished Professor says, I need y'all to understand, overstand, and understand. That's a Umar Johnson reference.
You like my voice? It's how you want.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Distinguished Professor YouTube channel. Of course, I am the Distinguished Professor. And as you can see from the opening video, we're going to be talking about the Cam Newton drama, the three baby mama, 8 kid drama that everyone's talking about, right? So before we do get started, I want to make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you tap that notification bell so you're not targeted in any one of my next videos. And when I mean tap that notification bell, this is what
the bait, the pound that. Come on,
that's exactly what I mean. So make sure you power tap that notification bell. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. But before we get started, I'd like to give a special shout out to my men of class. That's confidence, loyal, ambitious, assertive, strong, and strategic, as well as my women of grace, gentle, resilient, attractive, compassionate, and elegant. And without further ado, let's get started. Class is in session. So like I said, we're going to be talking about this Cam Newton video, and you know, I'll interject here and there, but for the most part, I'll save my comments for the end. But let's go ahead and get started on this video and see what Cam has to say.
A lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high function.
What situation?
See my situation? That's a very vague question, and this for you.
What situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high function?
Just my life.
Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
My life.
See, don't deflect. Let's stay here. Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
Both, really.
And they think that you're low functioning.
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions away from this. Is can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yeah, some more information. Heck yeah.
So I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
I thought I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
by how
8.
many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more. Now.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
about your wife?
I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just.
Because my point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce.
So I had to pause the video there because something Cam just said is something I've heard not only from married men, but also from men who are divorced, that the fear of divorce is higher than their desire to get married. And it's not so a desire thing to get married. It's more so I get where their fear is coming from, because the financial and legal fallout that comes with divorce can ruin a man. So I get what he's saying. But in Cam's case, it's more so accountability. He's out here playing a game he doesn't want to lose. He's being what they call a game manager. That's what he would say, right? So he's been a check down Charlie, a game manager. But you gotta understand something. Every time you have a child with a woman and you don't marry her, you're already in the game and you're playing with fire. The fear of divorce is just code for I don't want to pay up if it does not work out. So we understand that the court system is against us. It's not friendly to men. We don't have a great track record there, but you got to understand something. And for Cam and to all the brothers out there listening, if you are more afraid of what happens after marriage than you are excited about building a legacy through it, then you need to check your choices. You need to vet your woman properly. Having kids without commitment is like playing football without a helmet. You're going to get hurt, and saw the people around you. If Cam or people like Cam approached marriage with the same energy that they brought to the field, that he would not, and men like this would not be scared of getting sacked by divorce. But until then, be responsible for the plays you're calling in your own life. But I have to say, remember, guys, the fear of divorce should not stop you from doing the right thing. It should push you to make better choices from the start. And for these women, if he was afraid to dive on a football in the Super Bowl, what makes you think he's going to dive into your life and be your husband? But let's get back to the video.
So, as you would say it, Dr. Brian, you said it. I didn't say it. I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time. You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, in disclaimer, the kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies, because I can't wait to be a mom, and I love the baby.
Boy, she got them things pushed up in there. Don't doctor got them things all up in your face. Oh, I ain't mad at you, doctor. I am not mad at you, doctor, with the rollie on. Okay, girl, you doing your thing.
Kids, period. But
Cam, like, you want to be baby mama number 4? I don't know how old this lady is, but I mean, I'm sure he'll put one up in and give it number 9 and 10.
you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you thus far. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. So at what point do you feel the fear, do it anyways? And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior to say that I am going to create these homes. Let me go better. I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody.
Listen, we're talking to Cam and the rest of us. You can't be using words like dissipate. That's multiple syllables, man. We don't know what that means. I need you to speak in layman's terms, or Leroy's terms, as I like to say. But yeah, she cooking. She is definitely cooking. Now, what she's saying is something I've definitely said to women when they go out and have these kids, especially like in the case of Ebony K. Williams, when she decided to go have an eye baby, went and had a kid without a man present. For the most part, I'm like, shoot, if you're gonna have a kid and not have a man present, I could have knocked you up. But anyway, I digress. But no, it's like you automatically put a kid at a disadvantage. I've had this conversation with women, and women, for whatever reason, will be like, no, it's this, and this, and if I waited to this late, I should be able to have a kid. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I get it. Your body, your choice, except when C19's here. But what I'm saying is that you know, you're willingly, knowingly putting your child at a deficit. Now, Cam has the means. That's wonderful. That's great. He's worth more money than I probably ever see in my lifetime. Perfect. That's no problem then. He can afford to give those kids a lifestyle that he wants. And it's not just him, it's other people. But you can't be with every kid, you know, all the time. What I mean by that is, if he had 8 kids with one woman and they all lived in the same household, yes, granted, he couldn't spend every moment with those kids. But all those kids not only would understand that daddy's in the household, but they would also see daddy in the household. They would also know daddy's coming home. In this case, they don't know when daddy's going to see them. Whether he lives with them or not, he's a busy guy. So at the end of the day, if he's seeing them, but then they're not seeing their mother, so they're not getting the full nuclear piece of it. And I like what she's doing. This woman has wonderful bedside manner. If she would have been one of the journalists at the National Black Journalist when Trump was speaking, she would have been fine. But what she does is something that managers do, something that doctors do when they're about to break bad news. They'll give you some good points. They'll say some good things. They'll build your ego up, and then they drop that bomb on you. So she has wonderful bedside manner. Again, she's a beautiful young lady. Our older lady, I don't know how old she is, but she's a beautiful lady. She's giving Cam what he needs to hear. Well, giving Cam stuff he doesn't need to hear, but he needs to hear it. But I just wish he would have made better choices. But to each his own. To each his own. We all march to the beat of our own drums. But let's definitely continue this out.
Somebody who you're spending your life with, and then I'm gonna build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and it's selfish.
Just tell me when I can solve.
Yeah, almost. That's completely unfair and that's selfish. And so, yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department.
Cam got the Mad Hatter hat on. What? I'm gonna say something. Cam, stay with them hats, bro. I forgot the guy that makes his hats, but he stayed with them hats. Some things is fire. Cam always had his own style. I love that Mad Hatter hat. That thing's on point.
Which means you're compartmentalizing, and compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved, everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're going to feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box. It's unhealthy. And it's a huge dysfunction within our Black community that I truly believe personally, statistically, mental health wise, and community wise, that Black men would stop.
Black men will what?
Stop doing that, that they would stop that dysfunctional behavior of compartmentalizing and creating houses, not homes, and then finally a home with the wife. And then you have all these other houses that are homeless. But you over here, at some point when you do get a wife, if you do, I'm saying if that's what you want, you will. You'll get whatever you want. You're trying to create a home. Totally dysfunctional. And
Now, I will completely disagree with her 75% on what she just said about men need to stop compartmentalizing and stop going out here making all these broken homes. That is 100% inaccurate. We don't get women pregnant by ourselves. We also do not control access to a woman's womb. That's not something we control access to. So if you're not taking birth control, but you also don't require me to wear contraceptives, whether it's latex, microchip, polyurethane, saran wrap, aluminum foil, a Ziploc bag, freezer bag, whatever it is, if you don't require me to put something on before I enter you, then and you end up getting pregnant, then we're both at fault, but you're more at fault than I am because you control access to your womb. There are laws on the books that prevent me from trespassing or taking access to your womb without your permission. Even if we start and I have one on and I take it off and you tell me I have to put one on and I don't, there's laws against that as well. So I 75% disagree with what she said. So we're not out here just going out here making babies all willy-nilly and creating broken homes, right? Do we need to vet better? Yes. Do women need to vet better? Yes. What does that look like? Check another video out for that one. I'll link it at the end of this one. But we do need to vet better. Because at the end of the day, it's not just a man's problem. It's not just a woman's problem. It's a whole problem it's a problem as a whole in our community. But was it 44% of men have kids? So a lot of women are out here having kids with guys like this who already have children. And you see how he's treating his children now, whether he's taking care of them or not. In some instances with guys who have kids, 1, 2, 3, 4 kids, they're not seeing these kids a lot of times. And if you don't see them seeing their kids, why are you going to be in a relationship with them to where you're going to have a kid number 5 with them? This is more likely than not Cam's story. But there's stories out there like Cam's with men who don't have the money. That's where the Pookies and the Ray Rays come from. That's where you have women who have 8, 9, 10, 11 kids who getting $3,000 a month in child and food stamps, and they're buying ramen noodles. This is where you have black boys reading at what, a 4th or 5th grade level. This is where you have women having 11 kids and can afford to live in a $600, $700, $900,000 house. This is what's going on because the men are paying child support. So it's not just men out here creating broken homes. That's just not us. Because again, women control access to their wombs, not men. We control access to getting married. You control access to your womb. So yeah, I don't agree with the fact that men are compartmentalizing and putting women in bad situations. Because no man made Ebony K. Williams be a single mother. What did they say in the 80s? That's 90s. Let's cut the ballistics, G. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, that's not the situation. I'm gonna continue this. We got but a few more seconds left, and then I'll end it up.
Extremely, that's the epitome of selfish. Epitome of selfish.
But yeah, that's. I mean, I get it. She definitely told Cam what he needed to. Definitely told Cam some things he definitely did not want to hear, but is needed to hear. Because you can't be out here collecting kids like you're collecting trophies. It's not just him. It's Nick Cannon the same way. Nick Cannon's doing the exact same thing, and I don't agree with it at all. I've had friends that have multiple kids. I did not agree with it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the video. I enjoyed how she sort of held him to the table. But Cam, you cannot be out here giving out your seed like footballs after a touchdowns. It's more about consistency. It's about consistency down after down. Raising kids, being there, guiding them, providing more than just your last name. You have to be real with these women. And a lot of times women are lining up like they're going number one, thinking they're gonna be a franchise player and they're gonna change you. But a lot of times they're just another girl. So I get it. I understand. Every woman's not gonna be the number one pick. Every woman's not gonna be the franchise player, but you have to stop giving away your seed like touchdowns, like footballs after touchdowns. So that's what that is. And women, you can't blame men like this. You cannot blame men like this. You can't think, oh, I'm going to be the one that changes them. I'm going to be the one that he treats me differently. He's not going to be like this. Or you're hearing the stories he told you about those other chicks, and you're sitting there believing it. If he has 3, 4, 5 kids, it's not. You think 3, 4, 5 women are all difficult to get along with? There has to be something there. Probably 3, 4, and 5 thought they were going to be the one, but they were not. And granted, Cam only has kids with 3 women. I mean, it's still a lot, but he has the bulk. He has all these kids with 3 women. So a lot of times when women get in these situations, they want to play victim. Women have to stop playing the victim when you get pregnant by these dudes. You can't be saying, "Oh, he ain't ish." No, your decision making ain't ish, and your calico probably ain't far behind. So you have to understand that one, women stop giving it up, stop having babies with these dudes, and men stop getting a lot of these women pregnant that you don't have any inkling of wanting to be with long term. So I'll land my plane there. I'll end the show there. I want to thank all the people that rock with me. I thank you all for watching the video, checking it out. All the people who like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Again, if you have not shared this content with any of your friends and family members yet, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? So again, I'll end it here. Thank you guys for all coming out. Look forward to seeing you at during my next session. Class dismissed.